All right, game 2 is going to be on Romanticide. I don't know, I think these guys are probably playing a best of 3, presumably. KernelPanic 1-up. It was a dirty cannon rush in the first game, and I'm not really sure what all that is, but anyway, good luck to him. Yeah, if I'm Griffin, I'd be really tempted to just send this SCV across the map, drop a supply depot at the top of the ramp, send this guy across, and just racks and just right back at you, just double proxy racks him. That's what I would be thinking, but it doesn't look like that's what's gonna happen. So looks like it's going to be something more normal than that. I think he's just leaving this worker out in front just in case there's going to be a cannon rush or something. You don't really need to. This worker can be mining for you, and then you can send it down as you get to about the 1 minute mark is when a worker can get across the map. So then you can send it down, have a quick poke about Bilotti. Yeah, that is me. Yep. What? Am I missing something here? R2G2, yeah, okay. Bilotti indeed. I don't know what to tell you. We need to know. What is it that you need to know? I mean, that is for me. If I go around telling you stuff like that, that's going to ruin everything. So anyway, yeah. Griffin, don't worry about whether or not I'm Jim Browning. Just get on with the StarCraft. Otherwise, you're going to lose, aren't you? So this time it's normal over in Protoss land. It is Gateway with zealots queued up like some sort of misery. No side core, but queued up zealots. That's disgusting. And the worker's going to come in and see what's up. It's a single barracks. And there is an expo going down. So if you're KernelPanic, you might be thinking at this stage, actually, I could just rush this. How much money has he got in the bank? He's got enough to go side core Gateway and do a bit of a 3-get robo push or something like that. And possibly have some success with that with the later Nexus. If he doesn't do something like that, he's going to be behind because, this is a faster CC. Yeah, although not massively faster, so yeah, maybe not. Yeah. Well, yes, it's called scouting, is it? Indeed. So let's have a look. Look, this worker's just parked idle. I don't know what he's doing there. He's just flexing at the minute. He's not doing anything. But we can see that Griffin, didn't learn from his lesson last time, hasn't done any scouting whatsoever. Yes, JT, I am. He did come down to check for a cannon rush, but he hasn't gone across the map at all. KernelPanic, who claims to be the maestro at scouting here, has been in and has seen that there was indeed a barracks. So, not massively... not massively informative. Lost the worker, did he? Or yeah, he must have. So no opportunity to get back in. But at least seeing the barracks, I know you might be thinking, what do you learn from that? Not much. Like, of course, the Terrans built a barracks. What you learn is that there isn't a barracks over here. Is the key thing. If the buildings are at home, they're not on your side of the map. So an early scout, I don't mind scouting straight away. I don't mind any type of scouting. Scout all the time. Scout repetitively. Scout left, scout right, scout center. Be scouting. It's where it's at. On this overnight, I don't even know how to message JT back. How do I even do that? I don't know. Don't even know. So you'll just have to wait. He'll just have to wait for a response. Maybe he wants a bit 2v2 or something. Anywho, what is happening? Here we go. It's this triple racks is interesting. I mean, personally, I'm only building 3 racks like this before factory if I'm rushing. If I'm going for, especially with the reactors. So I'm not really sure what this build is, because the 3 racks before factory, but you're not rushing. It's just a little weird. I'm not 100% sure what this is going to be. This is so many zealots. Look, You know, it's kind of, it's a bit ugly, isn't it? I mean, you guys, if you're playing against a Protoss and you manage to get in and you find that many zealots before charge is done, you know, one Marauder in the mix with concussive shell researched, and you just shoot all of this, just start a step back from it, and the concussive shell slows them down from the Marauder. You just kill them all. Anyway, charge is half baked, so he's printed the cheese logo, but he's not cheesing. Weird. Anyway, once charge is done, these zealots become, you know, really quite effective. But to counter that, Stim is being researched on the other side of the map, and Stim Marines, you know, in general do trade pretty well against. Oh, what was that? Do trade pretty well, so against pretty much anything, to be honest. You know, zealots, if the charge zealots get on top of Marines, they cut through them really quickly. But, you know, with Stim and a bit of stutter step, you can just trade so efficiently, even when charge is done. Because you've got to bear in mind, you can lose Marines because they're so quick to build, and they only cost 50. Zealots take longer to build and cost 100. So, you know, as long as you're getting a reasonably even supply trade for the zealots, you're kind of winning. There's a Dark Shrine coming, and really Griffin needs to know about this. There is no eBay here, so he cannot build turrets, and he is dropping mules, so like he should be, but that is going to mean that he won't necessarily have energy for any sort of scans. The factory only now is building a siege tank, so this army, if we have a quick look at the army supplies, you can see that it is fairly even, although some of that supply is tied up. So the charge zealots are going to come down on top of this, and look, no response yet from Griffin. Finally he moves. It's a bit of a slow response, does get the stim down, and the Marines aren't in a terrible position. You can see the zealots are struggling to get surface area. With the medevacs healing, these Marines should clean this up, and you know, in terms of army trade, that was expensive for KernelPanic, but you know, the lack of pull on the workers and the slow response means that 12 workers went down. So ultimately, if we look at the units lost tab, it's not wildly different. You can see just the difference in cost here. You know, 17 units lost, but that's costed more than the 28 units lost for the Terran. That's just kind of how the game works. Anyway, yeah, DTs could be a real problem, is what I was saying. If he doesn't have a scan and he doesn't have any way to detect them, they can be problematic. I'd love to see Griffin move this army. You know, that's one of the things that you really kind of have to try and incorporate into your game. You need to be active with your army. You need to, you know, having it all parked in one location is generally not a useful thing. It's not a good way to be. You know, have it forward on the map, have it out and about, roaming around. Split these units up some to give you vision of the map so that you can see what's coming, so that, you know, even if it is just like a Marine over here, a Marine over here, one here, one here, just scattered about the place is useful. Patrolling is useful so that they can shut down units from your opponent that are scouting, so that they can see a big push come in. All of those things are useful. Having your siege tanks in useful sieged up positions, again, fantastic. You know that your opponent likes a bit of charge zealots. You know, a siege tank in behind this mineral line is beautiful. Zealots can't get a surround on it, and the range on a siege tank in this location, you know, covers this whole area pretty effectively. And if charge zealots do come in, you can pull the SCVs to repair that tank, and what you want to do is not so much actually repair it as prevent the zealots from getting on top of it. Zealots being stupid will, instead of attacking the workers, faff about trying to get to the tank and get nothing done. So that can be really useful. KernelPanic loving these zealots, absolutely loving the zealots. If we look at the upgrades tab, no sort of +1 for either player, but in production is +1 attack for the Protoss ground units, +1 armor and +1 attack for the Terran bio. So there are now E-bays. So at this point, Griffin can, if he wants, build turrets, but there's no sign of him doing that. Let's see how these charge slots get on. If we look at the army supply, it's Griffin that has the bigger army, and with the siege tanks dealing out damage at the back, I'd have loved to have seen them sieged up in reasonable positions. That was ugly as it was. That's just a big old ball of Marines. The DPS from that is high against melee units. It's painful. Because the key there is your zealot numbers don't add up. There's only so much surface area for your zealots to attack on. And extra zealot numbers beyond that don't add any DPS, whereas all of the Marines were shooting the zealots. So that's why that looked so incredibly imbalanced. And at this point, Griffin's just got a massive army compared to his opponent. So heading across the map here, now a couple of DTs could really save the day because there's no detection with this. So one or two DTs in the mix doling out damage here could really make a big difference. But it doesn't look like he hasn't researched warp gate, so he can't even warp that stuff in. Each of these gateways has got a vile queue. It's disgusting is what I'm seeing here. Look, no warp gate, really? 10 minutes in, no warp gate, this many gateways with queues. Horrible, absolutely horrible. So this is going to be GG. There's no way KernelPanic without warp gate, there's no way KernelPanic can get out enough to do anything about this. Griffin can focus down a pylon and depower a lot of these, and it just doesn't matter. So Griffin takes the second game to go 1-1, and it's one apiece into the decider.